Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is just a colouring chat. I thought you know, there's a few new updates and bits and pieces. I actually have things to chat about, so I thought, yay, progress, let's do a colouring chat. I am working in a page from My Enchanted Faces by Hannah Lynn, and I've got quite a ways, so I'm on with it. I'm just going to work through it. Obviously, it's a colouring chat, it's not a tutorial, so I'm not going to really point out what I'm doing, what I'm using, usual. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the box down below. It just gives me something to work at while I am chatting to you guys. As you guys know, if you watched my 10 books to finish video at the beginning of the year, if not, I'll pop it in the description below. I am paring down what I work on this year, trying to stick with like a small selection of books to make it nice and easy for you guys to work in some of the pages with me and some of the colour alongs, because there'll be a lot less books featured in that. And trying to decide whether to add. No, I'm going to leave it like that. You know, a lot less bits and pieces featured, and just to see if you guys prefer that format, something a little bit different from my channel, and you know, a little bit relaxed, not use as many items, as many different books, and then hopefully you guys can come join me in my mission to actually get some stuff done in some of my books. Let's see, do I have a brown? Yes, I do. So yeah, and I've got to be honest, I am loving it. I've had this book for, you know, forever, like a few of my books, and it was one of my favourites, so I actually had 2 or 3 pages in, and the difference now is it actually looks like one of my favourites, because I've actually got a chunk of pages coloured. I've got this buddy colour from last month with Lavella. This one I'd had done for a while. It's finding them. The one I'm working on randomly today. This beautiful lady that I did as a buddy colour, and this is from a bit back. We did this as a skin tutorial together. I've already got another 2, 3 buddy colour pages lined up in this book for this month. That was Castle Arts a while ago. And yeah, it's just nice to have a set of books that have a chunk of pages completed, so that you feel like you're making a bit of progress. Spoiler, that's this month's. And I just did that last month. That will be in last month's finished pages, I believe. And yeah, I'm really enjoying concentrating. It's enough books so that I don't get bored, because I do get bored easily. I couldn't just work in one book, or 2 or 3 or 4, let's be honest. I'm not that kind of human, but it's enough different variety of books that I've pulled in to my set to keep me entertained. It's letting me play with new supplies instead of concentrating on so many books, because I found once you get a little bit more comfortable with the artist and the book, the paper, let's not do that. Put your paper under your alcohol markers. Yikes, ruined the page below. Where was I? Yeah, as you get a bit more familiar with the book, the paper, the art style, you kind of start to get a little bit more confident, a little bit more frisky, shall we say. I feel a little bit frisky about these. I know, guys, I'm using alcohol markers. You know I never alcohol marker base. What's happened to me? I've used some metallic watercolours just lately. I'm enjoying my little self and having some fun. Right, this is pencil, the hair. I did it in the new Colorya Imaginor pencils that were sent to me, and whoops. Do I have a brush? I do. And really enjoyed that. I believe, yeah, this one that I just recently did, this is Colorya pencils as well. And yes, I know, I just, you know when you're like not feeling it, I thought, forget it, we'll try something else new. I have alcohol markered the skin and then just added a little bit of kind of funky alcohol marker shading to it. Very simplistic. And yet loads of fun. She still looks kind of cool. She's got a little bit of dimension to her. And I didn't have to spend 5 hours to end up with skin. Because I am very hit and miss. I can, and you know, not to toot my own horn, but some of the pages I create, their skin is beautiful. And then straight after, the skin will just be poo. There's just horrendous. Just, ugh. A blotchy, weird looking mess. And we're never anything in between. I'm just gonna start to add a little bit of shape and dimension to this lot. I sidetracked myself again, didn't I? Can't remember what I was saying. Oh yes, poo. Yeah, poo. It kind of sums up my life in pages sometimes. So yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying myself. And therefore, you know, the colour alongs will be in this handful of books, and then you're not all feeling like, you know, I swap books every 5 minutes, it's too much, and we can have some fun together. And, you know, let's get a handful of our books actually coloured in, make them look like it's worthwhile while we flip through them and there's some pages done. Because I've been colouring for almost a couple of years now, trying to work this out. It will be 2 years in April, so yeah, almost 2 years. And you know, because I've got so many books, I just don't feel like I've got that kind of nice wad of completed pages anywhere. So I'm spreading the love a little bit less with pages this year, and we'll see how that goes. I retain the right to completely change my mind at any point, so pop that in your disclaimers. In about 2 months I might be bored to death and have totally changed my mind and we never speak of it again, but until then I've last month really managed to focus on my pages, set of pages, and enjoy myself. We'll just chuck in different tones of brown in here randomly wherever you want. It'll look good. I like this kind of book because I can just relax. I can, you know, just throw some colour down and create what I want to, and I don't have to be really painstaking over the entire thing. I think I'm going to want maybe a little bit of white. I remembered my pencil case for One Sky, so I have that. I wanted to add a little apology into my video. As my channel's got a bit bigger, obviously we get a lot of requests, and I'm sure at some point many of you will have asked me to colour maybe a certain page or item, and you know, my apologies if you've not then seen that pop up. I write these things down. I have a very long list, but it's just really getting round to all the different commitments, things, videos, stuff that needs doing. So don't think that your request doesn't count. It's not important. It really does just come down to these 2 hands are all I have, and I always appreciate when you guys request something, and I will always do my very best to get there eventually. Yeah, I like that. Right, so the lighter brown, And so having said that, just to make me seem completely crazy, I am adding a card channel. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna create it. I'm gonna put it there so that mainly I don't want to add card making into my colouring channel. I want to keep them separate. It's for you guys really, because some people, they love card making, some people they love colouring, and some people love both of those things. But for those that prefer one or the other, I know it can be quite a big deal that your colouring channel is not overwhelmed with something you're not interested in. And I have found that quite a lot of people feel quite strongly about that. So it's not really the end of the world for me if I want to add card making stuff to do that on a separate channel. So I've popped it, I've created it, I've filmed some videos, they will go up soon. I've gone very simple, as with my name here. My channel is called Card Making with Emma, so that's that. Name creating is not my forte. I'll pop a link down below, and obviously, like I said, all I've done is created it. I've made some videos, they're probably not up yet, but if you're interested, I've had lovely feedback from guys that would really like, so have said they'd really like it adding on. So I would really appreciate if you guys, you know, pop on over there. And obviously you don't have to subscribe right now, it's an empty channel, but I will put it in the description box of my videos, and I'll, you know, mention it every now and again so that people are aware of what's going on over there. And yeah, I'd be really grateful if you show my other channel a little bit of love if you're interested. Obviously, if you're not really bothered about cards, guys, don't subscribe, it's fine. To be honest, subscriptions that aren't going to view aren't helpful to the creator anyway. I'm not saying I'm not very grateful for you guys, but you know, there's no point subscribing into a channel you're not going to watch, because that doesn't actually help the channel at all. So only if you're interested, guys, and it's something that you are into, I would very much appreciate you popping along and signing up. Turn those notifications on so that when I finally do actually post something, you will see it. And yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, it's just a little side thing. It's a bit of something extra for fun. There's not going to be anywhere near the amount of content. I mean, I generally post 4 videos a week to this channel, and I work full-time in you know, a difficult job, so I'm already pretty committed to my YouTube baby, but you know, I figured probably just like 1 video a week, something like that, and we'll see how we go. So I've started by filming the usual classics. I've gone with the cards I made the last few weeks, so I know I have put a couple of, you know, what cards I made up on this channel, but the next one I'm gonna pop up on the new channel, and it's like a little intro and what I've made, and I've done a couple of haul videos because, well, you know, everybody loves those. And like I say, I will get them all sorted and edited and posted up onto the channel once I can. What's that looking like? Yeah, okay. Have a bit of white maybe. So yeah, I'm rather enjoying my hobbies. I've got back into my colouring with abandon. If you've watched my completed pages for February, you will see I got quite a lot done for me especially. It's actually more than I would normally manage, so I've definitely been colouring away like a mad colouring fairy of some sort, and loving it. Got right back into it. I feel like the book set that I've picked has taken a bit of the pressure off and just helped me focus my my inspiration. Like, I'm already kind of, you know, planning what I'm going to do with my other pages. I went through some of my books the other night that I've got pulled in my pile and put some tags into some of the pages that I really fancy. And yeah, I'm excited, very excited. It's definitely been a good idea on my part. It's helped me a lot. Obviously, I can't say what will work for you guys. Everybody is different, and maybe a lot of people are thinking, oh, I don't, well, just a few books, that's kind of boring. But like I said, you know, we'll see how it goes. I always follow the direction you guys prefer. So if it's overwhelmingly negative, I will add more books in. But sometimes I think it's just nice to have a little bit of a break. Just take your foot off the gas, relax, and just colour in some of the things that you already have. I've been quite good with my book purchases lately. I say this, but I have of course bought all my favourite ones that have come out. So I've got the new Lulu Mayo, A Million Sweet Things. I will do a flip through of that. And I did grab, I finally got my hands on the Wild Winter, the mythographic book. I don't know if I'm going to do a flip. If you guys want one, pop it in the comments below and I definitely will. But I think I think there's quite a few up on the channel, so up on the platform, so I don't know whether to do that or not. And I did grab the last Hannah Calls On book that I didn't have. I grabbed her Grains of Gold, which is like her favourites book with some with a handful of original pages, which it was just the last one. I wanted it, so I've got it. That happened. It is what it is. I need to do something about this really orange starfish layer. I think I'm going to add browns to it, to be honest. Yeah, so where was I? Books I've just bought. I have added like a little mini channel intro. My husband had it made for me and it is darling, I love it, but I've never really bothered with an intro before because I know it can, a lot of people don't like them, especially if they're annoying. I mean, I know myself, like some intros you're like, oh, I get it, I've seen this, it's about 5 minutes long, I don't want to spend this long. So you guys will have to let me know. If you get to that point where you're like, yeah, I mean, love your intro, but I'm sick of seeing it now, let me know and we will get rid of it. Because I don't want it to be, you know, putting people off actually getting into the videos because they have to watch that. You know, that's what we forget, isn't it? That people have to watch that intro again and again and again. So we will see. Am I on camera? I am, I forget. Let's see, what else? There were a couple of things that I wanted to speak to you guys about. Nope. Must be there somewhere. Oh yes, I did a while ago, someone asked me if I would do a pan pastel skin base and I'm like, ooh, whew, back up your roll. I am not a brilliant person at skin, definitely not to be trying difficult things, but I was doing a Hannah Calls on and I thought, sod it, right, let's just do it. Sometimes we don't just want to see the perfect stuff, we want to see stuff go wrong, don't we? And kind of feel like the YouTuber has to learn as well, which is the reality of it. We don't just create perfect art. There was a lot of failed attempts first. So that's up on the channel and I will link that one down below for you if you guys are interested. I did a pan pastel base and then pencil over the top. And in fairness, it's not horrendous, so you might be able to salvage some of it and use it for yourselves. Mainly, I think it'll probably kind of show you some tips and tricks of things to do and not to do, as I had a play and realised some of the things I was doing wrong. And apart from that, I think I've got a couple of new pencil review sets up on the channel. These Imaginors, I've got the review for this, the Colorya pencils. I'm enjoying them actually, especially on the Amazon paper. Everybody says they're very, very similar to Ortiza. So if you already have those, like, you know, would you bother? Not really. I think the best thing I've found about this set is that they come in this. And you guys know, if you've got a couple of pencil sets, these pencil cases, they're not cheap. So, you know, for a budget set, it's nice to have them in a case already, because you're kind of already saving yourself about £15 before you've even started. And like I say, I've quite enjoyed them so far. This will be my... Is this my second or third page with them? I really should write things down. I think it's the second. I'm pretty sure that that was the only other one I did in these so far. Yeah, I think that was... I think I can't remember for the life of me what that was, but it wasn't these. So, yeah. This hair is not based in an alcohol marker, by the way, so you're seeing the true lay down of that pencil. As you can see, there's no alcohol layer to that, it's just the pencils themselves. Right, what do we want? I'm going to do my white outlining. I like to work my way down in bits and pieces of detail so that I'm not leaning in things later. You will notice I've not got my glove on, I can't find it, and all my finger sleeves are downstairs because, as always, that's about as organised as I get. I'm left-handed, I have to turn the page like that for my own sanity, so I'm sorry guys. But I know most of you guys, you don't really watch, you listen, don't you? So it should be fine. I'm just going to white outline all those clouds, and then it just leaves that bit of grey shade that I've added above it. And even though I've got a dark blue edge to that, I'm still going to white out the black. I've never mastered the art of chatting and white gelling. It's really hard, guys, to concentrate on those two things at once, so bear with me a little bit. Probably should have left this until later. There's that bit. I'm going to take some white, I think. I'll let that dry. And I'm just gonna fade out. Just going to pop a bit of white around that moon. Just a little. See what we end up with. What else? I had someone contact me. A lovely lady sent me, she knows who she is, she's a friend of mine, the Stardust book by Black River Art. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but I think there's been a bit of a mess with the Shutterstock copyright. So Black River Art, they do quite a lot of books. It's Carl Douglas, his company, and they essentially use Shutterstock images in most of their books. It's why a lot look like photos, and there's a lot of different art styles and things. They're Shutterstock images, and Shutterstock is obviously like a license-free image company that you can buy things from to reproduce work from. And the problem with it sometimes is people will take things from like Pinterest and things like that, and they will upload them and use them in places they shouldn't do. And someone realised that some of the pages in the Stardust book look to have been, she's called Emily, her artwork, and she is at Sakuems on Instagram, so that's at SAKUEMS, and she's got an Etsy shop. She's done some beautiful images. Obviously I have spoke to her about it once it was brought to my attention. And I do believe that they have taken that book down now, so they haven't ignored it. But unfortunately, in the meantime, of course, that means her images have been used without her permission and without her being paid. I mean, it's not done on purpose by Black River Art, of course, but obviously the Shutterstock licensing company should be being a little bit more careful with the images that they release. So I think that's been a bit of a mess. I haven't asked permission for the lady who brought this to my attention, so I'm not gonna, that is why I haven't mentioned her. But the artist herself was really lovely. When I spoke to her, she was understandably quite upset about the artwork. So I did mention at the time, obviously, that of course I would mention her and her Etsy shop so that people could go have a little look, and if you decide that you like those pages, you will still be able to get them from there. So I'll pop her Etsy details and her Instagram in my description box down below. So there's also all that gone on, which is a big shame. Obviously, I don't think there was any real malintent by Black River Art there, but it's just a shame when that happens to artists. It's why, you know, you really should not be sharing. I know you guys don't. I know you guys are wonderful. I meant the royal you there, other people, because I know you guys would never do something like that. But, you know, to share artists' uncoloured images on digital platforms, you know, to be putting them out there for free because you've purchased them and then letting other people use and download them. You know, if you love an artist's work, they need the support. They need people to buy their pages. All that's going to happen is that artists will get discouraged and they'll give up, and that artwork will be lost forever. Any potential pages they would have made. You know, it's the same with, you know, YouTube channels. We do our best and we either grow or we don't. We get views or we don't. We adapt and we do the most we can. But if you like a channel and you want them to keep going, you have to watch their stuff. You know, it's just kind of how it works. You don't have to watch everything, because that would be ridiculous. We don't all like the same things. I've got channels I absolutely adore, and I don't watch everything they've posted. I mean, mainly because I watch so many colouring channels, it's unreal. And I've also added card making channels to that list now, and it's just gone mental. I don't have enough free time in the world, but you know what I mean. You know, we don't expect gifts, we don't expect money, we don't expect, you know, that you have to take all the time in the world to comment. Although if you do comment, it's amazing and we love chatting to you guys and it does help our channel. But you know, people get very easily discouraged, especially there's a lot of negativity out there. So when you're getting positive feedback, positive comments, it is really nice. It really does kind of spur, especially newer YouTubers, into continuing spending, you know, especially because, I mean, I've been around, my channel's been around for, I've no idea, nearly a year and a half. And yes, I have 3,000 subscribers, but it doesn't really, you know, earn me very much. I'm not gonna lie. I just really enjoy making the videos. I like, you know, the community that I'm a part of, and to be honest, a lot of the time the biggest thing I get is the lovely ladies that email me and DM me on Insta and leave comments for me, and we chat back and forth. That's, you know, one of the most amazing things that I have gained from my channel is my new social circle that you guys are now all a part of. Because it you know, it's just really nice. If we were doing it for the money, we wouldn't be here, to be honest. It's it's not all that big a payout. So yeah, it's just nice, you know, if you watch a video and you enjoyed it, stick a thumbs up on it. It helps that channel get found, those videos pop up on people's pages, and you know, the viewer the person that spent that time chit-chattering away and creating that page, and it just means that we know there was some kind of point to it. You actually liked it, and that we should make another. Especially if it is the kind of content that you really enjoyed, it really is worth putting a thumbs up on it, because the next time that creator's kind of having a look at their channel and deciding what's a good idea, these are the ways that we make our decisions. You know, views, thumbs up, positive feedback. That is how we think, oh, right, tag that, I'll do that again. They loved it. Right, enough mourning. Where am I now? What else? I think that might be us about caught up, you know. I'm trying to increase the colour alongs and the colour and chats for you guys. I know you guys like to watch these, well, listen to these and watch colour alongs. And although colour alongs aren't massively popular videos, I really, really like that I have a handful of ladies or gents that are really finding them helpful, and that they, you know, the feedback I've had that people are actually improving, that their skills are getting better, and therefore they're finding more joy in their artwork and enjoyment in the hobby. To be honest, you know, that makes it worthwhile for me. I'm not really bothered that they're not, you know, that they're not getting the kind of response in viewership that a whole video gets, because I don't want to just make whole videos. Yes, they're popular. Yes, no matter how much we all like to moan about them, we all watch them, and they are the videos that keep channels, you know, in the views that they need a lot of the time, especially while they're growing. But I didn't create my channel to peddle items. I want to be able to colour with you guys. I created my channel because I thought I might be able to bring, you know, useful advice and tips and tutorials to you guys. So I am trying to stick to that plan. And I know it always seems like reviews are us trying to peddle items to you guys, but if you've actually watched my reviews, what you'll find a lot of the time is me just trying to let you know the pros and cons of those items, so that the whole real point of my reviews is so that you in the end don't have to buy those things. We as YouTubers have a ridiculous amount of craft stuff. It's not real world, it's not normal to have that much stuff, and therefore you shouldn't feel like you're diminished in any way if you don't, or if you have more even than me. You know, we're supposed to be a guilt-free zone and just enjoying our hobbies. You know, I don't expect to be judged for my purchases kind of thing, or, you know, expect other people to have the things I have, use the things I have. We're not all, you know, we're not all the same personality type, we're not all on the same income, we're not all tied to the same interest completely. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys now. If you own one colouring book and one set of pencils, and that colouring book's not even one of the books I own, because let's be honest, I'll probably buy that book for you so we could buddy colour because my channel lets me do things like that. But if you have one book and one set of pencils, you are as welcome here to pick up tips and techniques and tricks and, you know, a little bit of company as you are if you have 5,000 books. I won't even be mad at you if you have more stuff than me. Maybe a little jelly, but never mad, never judgmental. You know, it's why in my colour alongs I don't really, you know, they always start with use whatever pencils you've got. You know what I mean? The whole point of a colour along, really, for me, you don't have to recreate the exact same page, copy by copy by copy, in the exact colours, the exact pencils, the exact pens, so you end up with this carbon copy compared, you know, comparing it to my page. They're supposed to be something you do together for fun. So the bits and pieces on that page that are different, you know, when you share that with me on Instagram, I'm not going to be all like, right, well, my birds were blue and your birds are green. What is happening, woman? To be honest, some of the most gorgeous pages that you guys have tagged me in from the colour alongs, you know, some look completely different. I mean, heck, I've had guys do the colour alongs and tag me and go, it's a completely but different book, a different page, done with different pencils, and they just put, I coloured this while listening to your colour along, so I coloured along. And you know what? Yes, you did. It still counts. Everything counts. And, to be honest, yes, you're quite welcome to tag me in it so I can have a little look. I love seeing them. It does not have to match. It's just nice to know there are people out there watching and enjoying stuff. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. I use this marker and it's a little bit, it was supposed to be pink and it's come off a little bit salmony, and now I'm a little bit nervous of what to add to it. So we'll try a raspberry red. We'll see what, let's see what happens. And yes, I know this is her tail, but for some reason it matches her top. So I'm going to go with this being a really, really fashion conscious mermaid, and yeah, she picked out her outfit to match her tail, because obviously the other way around would be ridiculous. Love this book. Love all the books I've picked. I must admit, I'm terrible. I'm only 2 months in to my 12 books, and I've already got a couple that I would kind of really like to add in to my 12 books to finish, but it's kind of the joy of it, really, isn't it? I love my Wild Winter, and it's kind of made me, this year I changed, I had a mythographic in last year, I didn't touch it, so I took it out, and now I'm like, oh, I wish there was a mythographic in it. But they're so detailed, aren't they? They take so much time. You think, better not. I've bitten off more than I can chew as it is. We will see. We will see. But very likely over the next couple of months, there'll be at least one edition, probably a mythographic, I reckon. I went through Amazon to check out a load of the new pre-orders of, you know, the artists that I really like. I know Joseph Cattinbang's got another mythographic coming out, so I've added that onto my list. And oh, what else? I've added the new Melpomeni Chatzipanagiotou. She's got the nature mandalas coming out real soon, and I'm so excited and nervous. I'm just really hoping it's as good as the other one and kind of similar sort of thing, and not just a mandala book. I mean, some people will be really happy with that, so I shouldn't wish for things that people want, but you know, I'd love it to be a bit more of kind of proper pictures like her Circle of Life was. So I've added that. And Mythographic, their books, I can't remember who makes the Mythographic books. Hang on, I've got Wild Winter here. The Mythographic series, so Castle Point Books, have added a Mythogoria series, and I believe there's 2 books coming out. Now one is it's by the person that made Wanderlust, and I'm not gonna lie, Wanderlust is the only mythographic I haven't purchased, and I won't be. It's not my kind of artwork. I didn't like it, so I haven't ordered their Mythogoria version, but the other one is by somebody I like, and I can't remember who now. I'm thinking it was Fabiana, but I'm not actually sure. So I've ordered that one. and I'm quite excited. I'm kind of hoping. The thing with me is I order these gory books. Like I've got a couple of the what are they? The Alan Roberts books. No, it's not coming to me. You know what I mean, his books. And I haven't coloured in them. I bought them mainly for my nostalgia because they were scary movies and I love scary movies, but I'm hoping I get a bit more use out of the Mythogoria. Don't just pop it on my shelf. And then the final thing I've ordered is the Kanoko Egusa books. I only have Rhapsody in Hepboss, which I believe is something like Rhapsody in the Forest. And all three of her books are coming out towards the end of the year in English, and they're on Amazon. So I have pre-ordered the two that I don't have. Now you've got to be a bit careful with the names because I've noticed that the names seem to be mixed up, but I've gone off the covers and I believe that means that I will get the two that I don't have and not the one that I already have, but we will see. So I think I've got it right. So I've added in the is it the whimsical animals, something like that, and the garden one. Can't remember the names for the life of me. So I've pre-ordered the two that I don't have. Again, I've only ever coloured about one page in that book, but I do love it. And the other two are the ones that I actually always wanted, so I pre-ordered those. And apart from that, there's not really anything I fancy, so we'll see how it goes. Can't decide whether to white out these dots so it looks a bit more like lace or not. What to do. I do kind of love that the thing with alcohol marker is if you put a lighter pencil over it, it does actually lighten the marker. So as long as you've chosen, a decent mid-range marker colour, you can lighten and darken it as you go. And I am kind of getting on board with this technique a little bit more than I ever have in the past. I've got a little bit more confidence when playing with markers, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you fall into it because you also become a little bit more impatient with getting pages done, because it just shaves off all that time, doesn't it, of underlayers in pencil. But the marker work that I've done, I've kind of gone with simple marker work for my background element so that, the work and the focus has gone into her. I say that, and then obviously her skin's what it is. But I just kind of really liked that kind of playful skin type. I think I did it with this one as well, did I? Can't remember now. Yeah, same sort of thing. Just a really playful, quick shadow technique with the pens that it's just fun. Brown eyes for a change, I know. Brown hair needs brown eyes, doesn't it? I always do blue, I think, but bit of brown for a change. And do we want a bit of white on this pink? I do actually talk to myself whether you guys are here or not. To be honest, I am one of these people that kind of thinks out loud. I do it at work and my nurses are looking at me like, should you be safely working on real life patients? I'm like, it's fine, it's a thinking process, it's how I work things out. I like to do it out loud. Nothing to see, move along. I think we've come to the end of things that I can think of to share with you guys. I'll be honest, I haven't read a lot. I've been way too busy between colouring, card making. I have got back into my gaming. I have too many hobbies, people, but I have got back into my gaming. So I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out, so I've been on that, and I like farming, crafting sims, so I've been on Rune Factory 4 as well, which is like a role play farming simulation game there's a new one coming out, so I'm like, ooh, better play the old one, or there's no excuse to buy new. And I've been finally been well behaved. I'm always saying, because obviously I'm an old game collector, I've been around a while, I've stored up some stuff that I don't really need or use now, and I don't really believe, you know, it should sit there. I'm not a retro game collector, so there's no point just sitting on top of it and hoarding everything in life. Tail colour. Brown seems a bit weird, but if you had brown hair, would you not have a brown tail? You know, upstairs matches the downstairs. You adults know what I mean. Gonna go with brown, sorry. What was I talking about? Yeah, so I keep meaning to put things on eBay, and it just seemed like such hassle and rather hard work. But I worked it out. And I had some kind of like special offer coupon. Even eBay does that now, like, you know, for like reduced seller fees. So I sold my old camera, and I put some Switch games and a couple of DS games, and I had a PS Vita, and that's a big deal in the gaming community because, you know, they stopped producing things for it. And I did have I have games for it that, you know, they're not going anywhere, but I had a few that I've either got that game on my Switch, so I don't need it, or I just don't like it and won't play it, so I put those on. I've been very well behaved. And then I sold a lot, which is like, oh yay, awesome, and then realised like, oh, this is why I didn't do it. I have to wrap and pack and bubble wrap and label everything. And now I'm like, oh, can I be bothered putting another lot on? I will eventually, but there's too many things to do in a day, isn't there? Like, I'm like, I need to go film. My kitchen needs cleaning. Like, it's a priority. #1 disaster at the moment. And then you're like, this pile of stuff on the side that needs wrapping and porcelain. I hate wrapping as well. I'm a gift bag kind of human. What do you guys prefer? Are you one of these? I watched Imogen's live stream the other day with Rosie, and it was amazing. They're brilliant. But at the end, Rosie was making this page for her mum, and it was super cute, and they put it in a frame. Imogen did it all with her, which is really nice, and then they wrapped it, and she's got all this beautiful wrapping paper, and she uses little washi tape, and she puts little flag ends on it, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. And I'm like, no, that just would be a gift bag. It's just the things we and she was saying she finds it really relaxing, like really zen, to sit and wrap things and make them all pretty. What are you guys? Are you drop that in a gift bag so I don't have to live that life? Or are you like store a few things up and sit and have a beautiful wrap making session with little bows, and you know, you use your scissors on the ribbon, don't you, so it all curls just right? What kind of human are you? Probably says a lot about our characters, doesn't it? Somewhere there'll be a dream book about that, I would imagine. Like the way you wrap. Get judged for everything nowadays, don't we? Ooh. Yeah, alright, that'll do. Brown, yeah. I'm not sure about her top colour. Should we just... I might use the pencils in the reddy pinks, but without the marker base. Actually got quite a bit done. Not bad. Right, we're 49 minutes, guys. I think I've prattled on for long enough. I'm going to check. I think I'm all out. Am I? Yes, I am. I'm all done. I will try and get enough random things stored up to be able to do another one of these in a week or two for you guys. I never do anything. There's not a lot of things that happen in my life that I can sit and chat to you about. So that's why you don't get a weekly colour and chat. It's not that I don't love you guys, I don't want to chat to you. It's because we don't really want a colour and chat where I sit in silence, because I told you everything that's happened to me already. This will do. This is where I got. I like the, I don't mind the red and brown. I'm not a massive fan of this, maybe. I'm not sure that the pinky red and the orangey brown was, in hindsight, but I didn't want them to be the same thing and then look weird. You can never win. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. As always, if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know whether to bother with the colour and chats. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new here, although I would be very surprised if you got this far along into this video if you're new here. And I will, as always, guys, see you in the next one. Have an amazing week. Thanks for watching.